Saquon Barkley is a walking highlight reel. At 6 feet, 232 pounds, he's got the power of a linebacker and the speed of a wide receiver. In college, he was already squatting 650 pounds like it was nothing. Now, he's one of the most explosive running backs in the NFL, shaking off defenders like they're made of paper. A torn ACL in 2020 could have slowed him down, but Saquon was built different. He came back just as strong, still torching defenses like it never happened. This doesn't just happen by luck. His body is a machine, and he treats it like one.
Okay, focus on staying strong. Find a way not only to stay strong for 4 weeks of the season or just for preseason, stay strong for 20 weeks of the season.
Focusing on how you know staying strong finally is not only to just stay strong for 4 weeks of the season or just for 3 seasons, stay strong for 20 weeks a season. Insane workouts, strict dieting, and a recovery routine that keeps him fresh even after getting hit by 250-pound monsters every Sunday. Let's break it down. Saquon Barkley was born in the Bronx, but moved to the Lehigh Valley in Pennsylvania at a young age. Even as a kid, he was always full of questions, curious about life, purpose, and everything beyond his family home. That same curiosity pulled him straight into football. One day, while riding in the car with his father, they passed a pee-wee football field. Kids his age were out there in helmets and pads, running plays, making hits. It was all he needed to see. From that moment, he knew he had to play. But there was a problem. He had missed the registration deadline. No matter how badly he wanted it, he had to wait an entire year. Finally, when the next season rolled around, he signed up for a youth football team in Pennsylvania, and that's when everything changed. The fire to compete was already in his DNA. Alibe Barkley was a boxer. His great-uncle, Iran Barkley, was a former WBC middleweight champion. With blood like that, there was no question. Saquon was built to dominate. And right from the start, he had something to prove. At just 8 years old, he struck a deal with his father. If he scored 15 touchdowns that season, he'd get $100. That bet didn't last long. By the time he broke loose for an 80-yard touchdown run, his 15th score of the season, he had officially secured his first payday straight from his own dad. That relentless drive carried him through an explosive high school career, one that led him to Penn State and set the stage for what was coming next. He could have gone anywhere, but he chose to stay close to home, determined to leave his mark in Pennsylvania. And at Penn State, the world started to take notice. Saquon Barkley wasn't just a great running back, he was a generational talent. His workouts went viral, his numbers were unreal, and suddenly, all eyes were on him. By the end of his freshman year, he had his sights set on breaking school weightlifting records. He started by matching a 390-pound power clean record set by an offensive lineman. That wasn't enough. He kept pushing, eventually setting a new record at 405 pounds. He ran a sub-4.4 40-yard dash, benched close to 400 pounds, and squatted 495 for reps. Before he had even stepped onto an NFL stage, it was clear. This kid was built different. And even when he did, it was clear he really was different. Because most football players at 234 pounds don't move like Saquon Barkley, they don't explode off the line with the speed of a sprinter, make sharp cuts like a wide receiver, or bulldoze defenders like a power bank. His combination of speed, agility, and sheer strength puts him in a category of his own, one that few, if any, running backs in NFL history have belonged to. Even before he set foot in the league, Barkley was turning heads with his jaw-dropping athleticism. At Penn State, he wasn't just dominating on Saturdays, he was rewriting the expectations for what a running back should be able to do in the gym. While others struggled to put up big numbers on the squat rack, Barkley was casually power cleaning 405 pounds and squatting 525 pounds for reps. His explosiveness showed up in the numbers at the NFL Combine too. He put up 29 reps on the bench press, soared for a 41-inch vertical, and torched the 20-yard shuffle in 4.24 seconds. That's not normal, not even for elite athletes. By the time the New York Giants selected him with the second overall pick in 2018, Barkley was the most hyped running back prospect since Bo Jackson. Of course, part of what makes him so dominant is his lower body. Running backs are known for having strong legs, but Barkley takes it to another level. His quads have become so massive and well-defined that he's earned the nickname Saquads, and for good reason. His leg strength gives him an insane ability to absorb contact, keeping his balance even when defenders try to take him down at full speed. He embraced the nickname so much that he even launched the Quad Squat Challenge, daring fans to attempt one of his brutal leg workouts. The routine involved lunges, bodyweight squats, jump squats, and squat holds, all performed back-to-back with no rest. For those who attempted it, the challenge quickly became less about competition and more about survival. Barkley's training doesn't just focus on looking strong, it's all about function. His lower body workouts are a key reason why he can accelerate like a track star and bounce off tacklers like a wrecking ball. When asked about his favorite exercises, he didn't hesitate: squats and hex bar deadlifts. He believes these two movements are the foundation of his power, helping him explode through defenders and maintain elite level speed. And his squat numbers are absurd. Barkley has claimed to squat between 650 and 700 pounds, putting him in the same strength class as some offensive linemen. But for him, it's not about chasing numbers. It's about making sure that when a 350-pound defensive tackle tries to bring him down, he has the strength to keep going. Very few running backs have ever combined power, agility, and breakaway speed at the level Barkley does. Some have had the brute force to run over defenders, like Derrick Henry. Others have had the ability to change direction in an instant, like Barry Sanders. But Barkley brings both elements together in a way that is almost unheard of. He's not just another great running back. He's a rare physical specimen who makes the impossible look routine. Moreover, Saquon Barkley credits his explosive lower body strength to one key exercise: squats. According to him, they are the foundation of his power, making his legs not only stronger but also more durable. When you see him breaking away for those jaw-dropping 70 and 80-yard touchdowns, that burst of speed isn't just raw talent. It's built in the gym through relentless lower body training. Unlike some athletes who stick to traditional weightlifting, Saquon combines heavy lifting with high-intensity, complex movements to push his body beyond its limits. In one of his exercises, he follows a brutal sequence where he deadlifts 315 pounds and immediately follows it up with a 42-inch box jump. That's the kind of training that separates elite athletes from the rest. Then, there's the Nordic hamstring curl, an exercise so brutal that most people struggle to do even one. But for Barkley, he makes it look effortless. Explosiveness is at the core of his training philosophy, but it's not just about the legs. Saquon emphasizes that upper body strength plays a crucial role in his ability to power through defenders and maintain control while running the ball. When it comes to chest workouts, he doesn't rely on traditional barbell bench presses. Instead, he prefers dumbbells, using them for incline, decline, and wide or narrow presses. He also incorporates various push-up variations to ensure a full range of motion and muscular activation. While many athletes focus on lifting heavier weights, Saquon prioritizes form and variety. He understands that it's not just about moving the heaviest weight possible, it's about working the muscles effectively and avoiding unnecessary strain. Resistance bands also play a huge role in his training. One of his favorite exercises is the resistance band chin-up. While he could easily crank out countless regular chin-ups, he adds resistance bands to increase the challenge, making every rep count. Unlike pull-ups, which can sometimes put stress on the shoulders, chin-ups follow a more natural movement pattern, reducing injury risk while building serious upper body strength. Saquon also takes bodyweight training seriously. He doesn't just stop at resistance chin-ups. He takes it up a notch by adding a weighted vest or belt. Another unique move in his arsenal is the bottoms-up kettlebell shoulder press with banded resistance. If that sounds like something you've never seen in a gym before, that's because most people don't train at this level. This exercise targets his shoulders and back, activating muscle groups that are often difficult to build with conventional lifts. In a league where durability is just as important as skill, this level of preparation is essential. However, for all his physical gifts, Barkley's biggest challenge in recent years has been staying healthy. Since his electric rookie season, injuries have plagued him, causing him to miss 17 of his last 32 games. As a result, he has doubled down on recovery strategies to keep himself on the field. His routine now includes extensive mobility work, stretching, and pliability exercises to keep his muscles, tendons, and joints in peak condition. He also swears by ice baths, cryotherapy, and prioritizing sleep. knowing that rest is just as critical as training when it comes to avoiding injuries. When it comes to nutrition, Barkley doesn't follow a restrictive diet, but he's intentional about what he eats. To maintain his powerful 233-pound frame, he loads up on high-quality protein sources like steak and chicken, paired with nutrient-dense vegetables and carbohydrates like potatoes. Gone are the junk food habits of his college days. Now, every meal is about fueling his body for peak performance. Based on his shredded physique, it's safe to say his approach is working.